and use it to achieve their own objectives. Even a simple thing like business forum. When you create a business forum to get townships to actually participate in the economy, they set up and make the person who does the tender for being there and saying, I'll organize black workers to provide services. And then these poor black people in a township and say, if you supply cement, you must pay me so much. So the poor people pay this person, the rich person pays this person, and they exploit our people. Even when you want to have a tender, they ask you, how much are you going to pay? Comrades, we can't destroy the very people we want to empower. And so today must be a day where these troops leave here and say, this is not going to be allowed in our municipality. When you are employed and paid, you can't make people pay to get a job. Now, what I'm telling you about, the people know, by the way, they don't need us. They know what's happening in the township. I spend lots of time in Soweto. I mean, in Soweto, ESCOM officials take over the infrastructure and they go to people, remove a part from this particular transformer, go and collect 100 rands each from that community to come and pay this guy to put that part there, and he comes as a person who helps them. And this person is part of ESCOM. And then when they pay him, he fixes this, take the part from elsewhere and fix it, and others don't have it, and they go and pay the person. Comrades, you can't tell me that we don't know that. If I know it, you know it. We need to stop it. We need to say, this is the end. We are now about to serve the people we're going to serve the people of this country. And we're not going to allow this behavior that happens. Some even have Christmas, tenders for Christmas. I learned something new. Comrades, some president, the people we have here are a powerful intelligence source to tell us exactly what is happening on the ground. Next, no corrupt activities or characters must be allowed to stop. Next, no corrupt activities or characters must be allowed to stop or slow down efforts to roll out services to the people. If you can't use normal channels and it's risky, we have the hotlines and etc. and efforts are going to be made so that people can report that street where somebody put poles for electricity, supposedly, and doesn't put them, but in the account where he gets paid for poles that have not been put there. We cannot allow it. We know that. If I know it, you must know it. And I just want to say that revolutionary morality requires us to take a stand and make sure this does not happen in the African National Congress. Let me conclude with something I've said before. And I just want to say, this is where my Sunday school lessons are very good and learned from. There is an expression that says that saying that the parents did something wrong, the parents have eaten sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set to edge, must come to an end. So this thing about the ANC, Amasela, must come to an end. It must come to an end. And when we leave here, we're going to make sure that it comes to an end. And you don't do it by theorizing. You do it by acting. You do it by making sure that nobody does that type of thing. I would like to conclude by referring to the challenge we are facing. We are facing challenge of delivery of services. The NEC has done a plan. We're going to get on the ground and we're going to show the people we are here to serve them. We're going to show the people, and the people will believe in us when they see what we are doing. When there's a sewer running, you must be the first to be there. Be with the people. Talk about how you deal with that problem. I would like to say that now, where we are, the service delivery issue, it's a major issue. But if we don't deal with the ethical issues and behavior and corruption amongst us, people will remain having the services now, but still go and act against you because they believe what they believe and have come to understand. I would like to call on all of you to be diligent. I don't need to teach you about diligence. Careful and persistent work from now on. Steady, earnest, energetic, devoted and painstakingly working and accomplishing your tasks. We need to be able to have a work ethic that says, if there is a sewer, I cannot sleep. I'm going to have to make it happen and solve the problem. I'm going to have to make sure that the commitment is clear, loyalty to the organization and the people. We must be positive about what we're going to do, highly professional. Don't give up your professionalism and your motivation. We need to be highly motivated, responsible, accountable, and competitive. When we were underground, you knew that you couldn't take a chance. You can't make a mistake. You are dead if you made a mistake. We must be a people who are productive when we live here, productive and produce consistently high quality results. When I was in the presidency, I used to say to comrades we worked with, this place is a place to serve. If you are not here to serve, look for a job elsewhere. We don't need to dismiss you. Just look for a job. Because here, if you don't perform, there are consequences. And here, there's going to be a clean audit here. It's not difficult to get a clean audit. Get people with skills to help you to do that. Here, if there is something to deliver, we must deliver. Here, we don't miss anything. There was a tender where, I won't talk about it now, we don't have time, where they put a part they know the others don't have. And to make sure that the tender goes to that particular person. It didn't miss my eyes. I looked at it and I said, well, how did you reach this conclusion? No, this part is not available for others. I say, well, who put it there? Who put the condition there so that I can know? And indeed, we found that it is the person who applied for the tender, who collaborated with people to put that part there. And therefore, you need to be vigilant. You need to have your eyes open. You need to allow nobody, a revolutionary will not allow anybody to play a game around them. And so, I would like to end by saying, let's go back, and the president will talk about it. Let's go back. We have dealt with 7 years of battle to be where we are. Nothing stops you now to make sure that people have services and that we catch those who act in an unethical way and give the organization a bad name, our integrity of the organization.
Amandla awethu Amandla awethu Matla amelani awuthetha upresident ngoku usinika into ekuthiwa zii-marching orders. Yabona ke marching orders, you don't ask questions. You go and what is going to do. You're going to be critical. Among ourselves. To be powerful is when we move emotions of no confidence against each other. It's an anomaly. Mandingangeni kwezo zinto umongameli bazawuqumba, but move emotion of no confidence against your own is an anomaly. Ngizawuthetha ngayo xa sekwimidi izakwenza headline ngaloo nto. Unity of the ANC is paramount. President.
Amandla, Amandla, viva ANC, viva, viva ANC, viva, forward with our councillors, forward, forward with our councillors, forward, Amandla. National Chairperson, Comrade Gwede Samson Mantashe, national officials of the African National Congress, members of the National Executive Committee, members of the various PECs in our organizations who are gathered here, and members of regional executive committees, the leadership of the ANC Women's League, the leadership of the ANC Veterans League, the leadership of the ANC Youth League. I greet you all in the name of the African National Congress. But more importantly, I wish to greet all of you comrades who have taken the trouble to be here, and we thank you for it, you as our councillors, our foot soldiers at the local government level. Thank you very much. Today's proceedings have been directed and led by someone who used to be like you, a councillor. He was elevated to a position of being a mayor, but an acting mayor only for that matter. And he was an acting mayor for 3 hours. What he hasn't told you is that whilst he was acting, having taken or led the council of Boksburg to take a very progressive decision, the comrades decided that he is a danger unto himself, he is a danger to the organization, and he should be removed. They promptly removed him, same day. And he called me, Ekali Nyembezi. He was crying a river. And the consolation I had to give him was that, Ungakali mtanam, we will make sure sikunika any position. He became Secretary General, and then today National Chairperson. That was the consolation, and I'm on. Comrades, we've come to the close of a hugely significant meeting. And I'd like to thank the SGO, and I'd like to thank all our provinces and all of you in your various structures for having enabled us to have this meeting. We've held meetings such as this before, but today's meeting is quite a historic one. Historic in many, many ways. The ANC accounts for well over 4,900 councillors across the country. And today you are 4,600 and something who are present here. So we've got wall-to-wall coverage of South Africa gathered here. And thank you very much for being here. We cover every area of South Africa, from the eastern seaboard to the western seaboard, from the Atlantic Ocean, from the Indian Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean, from the north part of our country to the southern part of our country along the Agulhas Sea. This is who you are. You are the people, comrades, gathered here who have the responsibility, the power, and the authority to fundamentally transform our society. The transformation of our society relies on you, relies on what you do where our people live. And today, we've got the full cohort that governs our country at national level, at provincial level, at local level as well. And that cohort belongs to the African national at local level as well. And that cohort belongs are doing African nation are doing